On the 23rd of June this year, the people of the United Kingdom decided to leave the European Union. While the divorce process will be long and complex, it is most likely that by 2019 the UK will no longer be part of the European single market. The special relationship between the UK and the US has been a catalyst for the economy of both countries for the past 20 years. The US is the largest importer of UK goods, and they are also each other's largest foreign investors. UK companies have invested $449 billion in the US economy and are sustaining more than 1 million jobs. Obama has stated that a non-EU Britain will be at the back of the queue when it comes to negotiating trade arrangements. But Trump's trade advisor Dan D'Amico has said Britain could be offered a free trade deal before the rest of the European Union, putting the UK first. A Trump victory would be most likely broker a trade arrangement between two nations. It must be said, however, that in the past Trump has criticised trade agreements such as NAFTA and TPP.
The North American Free Trade Agreement, or the disaster called NAFTA.
One of his key advisers, Tom Barrack, suggested that Trump's administration could favour separate one-to-one arrangements, precisely the type of trade deal the UK is now looking for. On the other side, Clinton has reversed her pre-election position towards trade deals. She has in the past praised Trans-Pacific Partnership, calling it the gold standard of trade deals, but has now withdrawn her support. With regard to the UK, Clinton as of yet has said little to nothing about the potential bilateral trade deal with non-EU Britain.
From the British point of view, the future of NATO is an important aspect of the election. Created in 1948, NATO is a military alliance of 28 nations. Trump has criticised NATO in a way never heard of before, implying he wouldn't necessarily defend NATO countries if they were attacked.
When you mention Trump and criticising NATO, he is on record, and we know that he is friends with Putin's economic cronies. He's got business interests in Russia. He likes what Putin is doing for Russian national assertiveness.
He wants to see NATO members contribute more financially if they want to receive US military support. However, this would undermine how the alliance works. Article 5 of NATO says that an attack on one country is an attack on all. Historically, all presidents have been in support of NATO, so Trump's comments could provoke the dismantling of the alliance. If NATO members believe that the United States will no longer defend them, they might be inclined to exit NATO altogether. On the other hand, NATO is at the heart of the UK defence strategy. The UK is the second largest NATO contributor after the United States. The alliance has helped the UK remain a major player on the international stage.
Britain punches above its weight in international affairs, mainly because of its military role. It has this kind of great historical legacy that it wants to exploit from the past, being a former imperial power, being one of the winning allies in the Second World War, and it gives it that kind of voice, a permanent seat on the UN, an important role in NATO. It makes a lot of sense to spend loads of money on defence.
As Britain is divorcing from the EU, it seems evident that the country needs NATO to be strong and effective. Trump's position seems to go in the opposite direction. Clinton, however, favours the status quo and, if anything, believes the US should strengthen the commitment to the alliance as it could act as a shield against Russian aggression. She has also asked people to remember how NATO members have provided military support to the US in Afghanistan after the 9/11 attacks.